After months of heated debate whether the city should require ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft to be regulated like taxis, to the shock of many, city commissioners gave up on any regulations at all for taxis, Uber, or any ride-sharing service like it. ABC 7's Kate Flex joins us with more on some questions being raised by the commissioners' surprise move. Kate.
Thanks, Alan. With the city waiving all regulations, the once restrictive industry is now becoming open to just about anyone who wants to be a part of it. Burton Conlist works for a taxi company that's been around since 1920. What he loves is the fact that he gets to know his customers. Sometimes they even become friends.
You get to know these people and then you become your friends.
I hope that we can move forward and let Uber just do its thing here.
So when the Sarasota City Commission recently voted to deregulate the taxi industry and open it up to companies like Uber, Conlist was shocked and concerned about the effect the decision will have on passenger safety.
Now anybody who wants to get in their car and be a taxi driver or call themselves a taxi driver without a background check, without insurance, without good customer service or branding can just do it.
The city of Sarasota discussed the possibility of regulating Uber. That would have required annual background checks, compliant insurance, and a $35 fee from each driver. But instead, they took the opposite approach, getting rid of regulations on the taxi company as a whole in an effort to level the playing field.
So how long have you been driving Uber?
I've been driving since December.
After nearly a year with the company, Uber driver Tom Winchester says Uber is plenty safe.
Uber's much safer. I mean, to be honest, I've picked up at the high schools. You know, I've picked kids up from school.
Uber driver Jabbar Daniels is newer to Uber, but after only 4 months, he's equally impressed with the company's concern for safety.
So they do a pretty extensive background check, and I've heard of people, I actually had a few riders, and someone would tell me that they knew a person that applied and didn't get it through. So it's not just open game for anybody to be a driver. You actually have to be an upstanding citizen. You have to be a good driver to be an Uber driver.
Daniel says he sees where the taxi drivers are coming from, but hopes to see them adapt to the changing times.
When any industry gets shaken up, of course, those that were in the industry for a long time and kind of shaped it would be a little upset because things are changing, not in their favor. But you kind of just got to roll with the changes and then keep moving.
But there's concern the almost total deregulation of the taxi industry is putting the life and safety of customers in jeopardy. For instance, background checks. Attorney Tom Harris says the word background check leaves too much room for interpretation and requires regulation.
Background check to me is some lousy company doing it. There needs to be some standard.
And Harris is just as concerned about regulation for insurance coverage. As of right now, Uber covers the driver and passenger up to $1 million in commercial insurance. But that's only when a driver is en route to pick up a passenger or when the passenger is already in the car.
So that vehicle is constantly in coverage and out of coverage as far as the world is concerned.
Harris says some insurance companies may consider a driver waiting to pick up a passenger as working for the ride-hailing service and may not cover the driver in that situation, leaving gaps in insurance coverage.
From what I could see, they have their busy times and they have their quiet times, but they've got a lot of driving they do without anyone in their car. So anybody riding a bike, anybody walking on the street is at risk of a financially irresponsible person hitting them that you would not have in a traditional cab at all.
But Harris says that even more than Uber versus taxi, he's concerned that deregulation opens the door to anyone who wants to jump into the industry.
But what about the other companies, the fly-by-night, that just jump into the scene and say, you know, I want to start a mom-and-pop taxi company, and I'm not Uber, and I'm not Yellow Cab. Well, what are the rules going to be for them?
Burton Conlist has played by the rules for a long time, and now the rules are changing, and with it, a way of life.
It's not about Uber anymore. Uber is going to do what they have always done. They're going to fight every jurisdiction. It's about what we can do better and what we're going to do better.
And Alan, these ride-hailing services are so new to the scene that many of the legal aspects are still up for debate.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kate. In a moment, a city commissioner and a taxi service owner live in studio.